Today, I'm going to be making the new Krusteaz Chocolate Brownie Batter. This is a batter that it's literally everything's mixed in, like the egg and everything, the oil, whatever's in here, it's already mixed in. So you just cut this one along the top, and you pour it in your pan and you bake them. So we've tried two of their mixes previously, and you cut the side. That's why I said that before. This one you're going to cut the whole top off because they know you're going to dump it into just a cake pan. But now the other two mixes are cupcake mixes. One was a chocolate and then one was a vanilla, and I did cupcakes with one and a cake with the other one, and it worked fine. So you could do cupcakes or cake. But this one, it says makes an 8x8 pan. Someone had asked me, I wonder if you could make brownies in a round pan, in an 8x8 pan, because I would rather have pie-shaped slices than square. And so I'm going to try that today and see if it works. So this was $5.49 at Kroger. And what you want to do is you want to preheat your oven to 325, so it's going to bake at a low temperature. Lightly grease the bottom and sides of an 8x8 inch baking pan. Cut pouch open at the dotted lines. Squeeze batter into the prepared pan and spread evenly. Bake for 33 to 37 minutes. So I'm going to be baking mine for 35 minutes. I always go right in the middle. That's how it looks. I always go right in the middle of the time, but then I'll let you know the total time that it was in for. And I can feel it sliding towards the bottom. So I'm just gonna squirt this out just like what they said, and then spread it out evenly, and then I'll be putting it in the oven. Took these out. The low time, their time said between 33 and 37 minutes. I had set my timer for 35. We checked them at 33 and they're ready to come out. So you can see where they're getting a little bit darker on the outside, and then the inside looks a little bit gooey. So 33 minutes was good enough for ours, and if you want them even more underdone, then you'll have to take them out sooner. But we're gonna let them sit here and cool off for a little bit before we cut them. So I like an ooey gooey brownie, and this looks ooey gooey to me. So if you want it ooey gooey, bake it on the lower side, 33 minutes. If you want more of a crispy like edge, cake-like. Yeah, because even this, it looked darker in that pan, but it's very soft. And you're supposed to get 12 pieces out of that.
They're going to be about this big.
That's the problem with baking it in a round pan. Is it's going to be harder for you to get 12 pieces out of that than if you cut it in a square pan. If you bake it in a square pan, it's going to be a lot easier for you to cut into the squares than it is to get 12 pie-shaped pieces. So 160 calories for a 12.
You can also, the square pan, the square pan discussion. In a square pan, you can also put parchment paper in there and just pick it up.
Yes.
And cut it. Whereas a round pan, you could use parchment paper, but it never fits quite right.
Right.
You could have put parchment paper on the bottom, and that probably would have kept it from sticking on the bottom, and it probably would have come out easier. But I love the flavor of that. It's really nice.
It's wonderful, and I love that it is a very ooey gooey.
Almost chewy.
Yes, it still is warm.
That would go good with ice cream. It
would. It's not hot, but it's warm. Yeah, if you had some vanilla ice cream or whatever up in the freezer.
That's a good texture for it.
This is the perfect texture, yeah. So this says, do not eat raw batter. Use batter within 7 days of opening. Store leftover batter in the refrigerator in an airtight container.
I can imagine you have leftover of this.
No, because
you're gonna make one brownie. Unless some people might make the little small, like mint cupcake size brownies.
Oh,
I guess you could make a couple of those.
You know what? Somebody left a comment too, and I thought it was really smart. They said It was, I think, on when I made the Krusteaz chocolate cupcake mix, they said that looks like it would make a good waffle. So if you have a waffle iron and you wanted to pour that batter in a waffle iron,
that might work.
I think it would make a good waffle.
Can you put cake mix in a waffle maker?
I think people have said you could.
Yeah. I've never done that. Never owned a waffle maker. Never had a need for a waffle maker.
No, don't want one. But yes, I think people put cake mixes in the waffle maker and do that. So yes, then you could do that. You could do that with this. You could make a pancake or a cupcake or a waffle or whatever.
I'm really impressed with how good that is, though.
I am too. It says you need to keep it refrigerated. These are what section?
Prepared, where the prepared cookies and stuff are.
Yeah, that's where these are. So there's 3 mixes.
Not to prepare like bake, but ready to bake cookies. That's what I should say.
There's 3 of these mixes so far that we've seen, and this is the 3rd one we've tried. And honestly, I like them all.
I like them all, but I'd get this one.
Yes.
Because I would rather eat brownies than a cupcake or a cake.
Okay.
But that's a personal preference, not a...
That's true, because...
Not speaking of the quality of any of them.
Because they're all really good quality. They're all delicious. So...
And they all stand on their own. The cakes and the cupcakes, you can eat them without frosting.
That's what I was going to say. The vanilla, if you didn't watch that video, the vanilla, I made it into a cake. And it actually tastes like vanilla. It's not just a white cake mix. It says vanilla cupcake batter. It's vanilla. The chocolate, though, I did make cupcakes. They were delicious. They're light and fluffy and...
spongy. I mean, literally.
Yes, they're delicious. But, yes, out of the 3, if I had to pick one, I would pick these brownies, too. And I'm not comparing them to any box mix, but I think they're great without having to do anything yourself.
No.
I didn't have to add oil. I didn't have to add an egg. I didn't have to do any mixing, get any bowl dirty.
Had a little cooking spray, that's it.
Yeah, it went straight into that pan, and it was so easy and delicious. So I would totally get this again.
And if you don't have cooking spray, just take a little butter and rub it in the bottom. I mean, on the sides. It's just whatever. Oil your pan. That's literally all you had to do.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.